Well, hello, Houston. It's Elizabeth Miranda, Liz, your bilingual realtor with Miranda Properties, and welcome to our show, Casa y Vida Houston on CBBA Radio. First of all, I want to talk about our sponsors and thank our sponsors. Our first sponsor is Susie Condelopoulos, and Susie is a loan officer with Gateway Mortgage. So if you're looking to buy a home, want to get pre-approved for a loan, or if you want to get if you want to refinance your home, then contact Susie Condelopoulos, and her phone number is on the screen. It is 281-250-2696. She is with Gateway Mortgage, and she is bilingual, so give her a call. Our next sponsor is Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency. If you're looking to buy homeowners insurance or flood insurance, very important that you get that flood insurance. Contact Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency at 281-941-2863. All right, well, moving on. I always like to talk a little bit about real estate when we start our show. So today I want to talk about selling your home. If you are thinking of buying your home, this is the perfect time to buy your home because, rather to sell your home because interest rates are going up and prices are going up. So if you're looking to sell your house and you want to buy another home, you might be thinking that you're holding on to your home because it's going to go up in value. You're going to get more for your home, but you got to keep in mind that other homes are going up also. So that home you want to buy is going to cost you more money. The other thing is that if you're going to be buying that second home with a loan, interest rates are going up. So your interest rate is going to be higher. So you need to sell right now. Honestly, guys, interest rates are going to go up. They've already gone up. They're expected to go up twice more by the end of the year. So possibly in September and then again before the end of the year, interest rates are going up. The other thing is that even if you're not looking to buy a home, or let's just say you're going to buy a home cash, so that doesn't affect you, you need to think about the people that are going to be buying your home. If you're looking to sell your home, people that are going to buy your home, they're going to be affected by the high interest rates and they might not be able to buy. So definitely this is the perfect time to sell a home. It doesn't matter, by the way, guys, also whether it's a newer home, whether it's an older home, whether it's a home that needs repairs. If you're ready to sell your home, make sure that you contact me because this is the best time. All right. So again, it's Elizabeth Miranda. There's my information. My cell phone is 832-878-1255. I look forward to helping you guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our show, talk to our special guest. So I want to welcome our co-host, Sonia Rivera, so that she can introduce us to our guests.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks again, Liz, for having me here again. And let me go ahead and introduce our special guest, Mary Klausner. Mary Klausner has been a very good friend of mine for a long time, friend and mentor. And but I do want Mary is very involved in the community, and she's just got a really special personality. She's done a lot of amazing things in her career. Particularly, one of the things that I'm very fond of her for is that she's been a probation officer for over 20 years. In addition to being one of the founding members of the NHPO Houston board. So, Mary, welcome, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Yes, I'm excited to let the public know about a little bit about NHPO, and hopefully hope they join NHPO, become a member because we do a lot of networking, and networking is very important. I've made, as a juvenile probation officer for the past 24 years, I have made a lot of connections, a lot of contacts, and I've been able to help our individuals, my clients, and as well as help their parents. Some of our members, we have all walks of life, as well as different professions. We have attorneys that are members, and realtors. We have individuals that own restaurants, and through the contacts and meeting all the individuals that come to our networking, we're able to help people even find jobs.
Well, awesome. Well, Mary, as one of the founders, of course, I mean, you were with NHPO when it started, and of course, myself and Sonia have also been on NHPO
Yes.
on the NHPO board. I know I myself served on the board for 5 years at least. At least I'm officially on the board, and then Sonia is, of course, the national president. So we're very familiar and very fond of NHPO. But so tell us, as one of the founding board members, how long has it been in existence? It's been about 15 years, right?
Oh.
Either one of us.
Okay, it was
So
an answer.
NHPO started in 2004, and it's been around, I guess, 16 years. We've lost track of time already. But NHPO, for those of you who are not familiar with the organization, is the National Hispanic Professional Organization. When it was created back in 2004, there was very little. There were very little resources for Hispanic professionals to come together and share resources, share information. And there was a lot of like trade organizations, for example, like real estate organizations, insurance in organizations, but there wasn't attorneys organizations, but there wasn't anything where all of the all professionals could come and exchange information with each other. So that was the primary foundation of why it was started, and it just grew immediately. I can't say anything else. It just grew immediately. We ended up with about 16 chapters throughout the years. We've reorganized, and now we have 5 chapters. But Mary has been instrumental in doing so many things with the organization. I'd really like for her to talk about her own experiences in terms of the different positions that she's held. And
Yes, especially tell us when you started out, Mary. What was it like when you first started? I came in. Really, I started serving like maybe after it'd been around for about 2 or 3 years.
Right.
So what was it like the first years? I mean, was there a lot of people? What was that like to get it started?
We pretty much had a membership of about maybe 2,500. And of course, a lot of people have moved, and then things have happened to where they could no longer attend, but they still stay in touch with NHPO and us. I have served, I guess, almost in every capacity of the organization, and I think one of my specialties is I like to find venues to have our networking, and I like for people to experience the different venues. Sometimes you know that it's there, but you don't go because you don't know what it's like. So we've had places like House of Blues. Last night we had a very, very successful networking with at Little Napoli Italian cuisine. And we move throughout Houston. We try to stay in the loop, but we find venues that are places that can accommodate big crowd.
Yes, and they have a great turnout still. I have to confess, I hadn't been to NHPO in about a year. Like I said, I was with NHPO for a long time, very, very, very busy and very involved, but I had not been going as much as I'd like to. I know it'd been about a year, so I was there last night at Little Napoli, and it was a fantastic turnout. Again, great organization, right? And what do you think, Mary, for anyone who hasn't been there, what do you think that they can, tell them what they can expect?
Well, what I have found that a lot of people are shy, and they don't know how to approach. But what we do with NHPO, our members, we are trained to see if we see someone, and you can tell someone that really is shy and doesn't know how to approach an individual. So what we do, we introduce ourselves, and then we find out what profession or what it is that they're looking for, and introduce them. We pretty much know the regular members that come in and the professions, and so we try to make that connection.
Well, that's true. So now that is true. That I know that sometimes that's kind of the thing that people kind of keeps people away, because you're like, how am I going to go there if I don't know anyone? Well, now Mary Klausner, and trust me, Mary knows everybody, and everybody knows Mary.
she will get you connected.
She will get you connected, and don't be shy. You go up there to her and just say hello, and she will take you around. NHPO and any other organization. Mary is, I call her the Latina socialite.
Or if someone is just, I can tell if someone looks lost, and I'll approach them. Yes.
Yeah, she's always been really good about grabbing people out of the corner and holding your hand through the whole process and introducing you to everyone that she, as Liz said, she knows everybody. So she knows what everybody does, so she'll get you connected to the right people and make you feel comfortable and welcome.
Absolutely. Well, we want to. We've run out of time for this segment here, Mary. I know I definitely want to have you back. I know you had a great birthday party, so I'm gonna want you to find a time for you to come back and share some of those photos of your setentañera and your other parties that you had before. So we're gonna be booking that. So we will definitely be bringing Mary back. So thank you very much for the time, Mary.
Thank you
Thank you,
for
Mary.
having me.
You're very welcome. And we're gonna go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Well, welcome back to Casa y Vida Houston. And I am going to go ahead and hand it over to Sonia Rivera to ask her to introduce our new guests.
Thank you, Liz. So speaking about NHPO and our multiple chapters, we have here today Lara Ramirez. And Lara is the chairwoman for NHPO Fort Bend. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you guys for having us on the show today.
Thank you for being here. I wanted to ask you, so what motivated you to want to start a chapter? Because you really hit the ground running and you said you were ready to go. And I thought it was going to take months and you were ready to go within like probably 60 days. So I have so much admiration and respect for your ability to pull it off so quickly. But what motivated you?
Well, first of all, we had great guidance. And that's you. But, just looking back at the beginnings of it, I did join NHPO Houston as a member approximately about a year and a half before that. And the vision for us to take it out to Fort Bend was the fact that we had nothing in as far as any type of Hispanic professional organization out in the Fort Bend area. So it was a matter of chance, and I believe nothing happens for a reason, but I was able to meet you at one of the events that I attended with you, and I put the bug out there that we were interested in starting something out in the Fort Bend County area. And that moved pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So within a couple of weeks, we were invited to the national board meeting so that we could pitch our idea to be out in the Fort Bend area. And I have some great people on the board with us. I have somebody here with me as well who was a founding launch member for the NHPO Fort Bend organization. But it did take a lot of hard work. It took a lot of planning. But we in Fort Bend have very motivated Hispanic professionals that are ready to get things going. And so I think it was just pretty easy for us to get the word out and get everything planned and launched in May.
So you mentioned the national board meeting. I wanted her to get a feel of what all the other chapters were doing so she would know what to expect for her next board meeting. And I remember introducing you, and before you know it, by the end of the meeting, the national board had voted, yes, let's do it. And Laura's like, wait a minute, I didn't know it was going to happen today. So that was really cool how everything fell into place. So, and again, we also have Xavier Herrera here, who is the vice chair for NHPO Fort Bend. Xavier, welcome. Thank you for being here as well.
Thank you for having me.
So why don't you share your experiences up to date?
Well, in regards to NHPO?
Sure.
Well, I had visited with Laura, and I hold her with a high regard, but as well, finding out the rest of the team. As you know, I've been going to a few events here and there with NHPO Houston for quite some time. And to Laura's point, the representation of Latino Hispanic organizations within Fort Bend County is very, very limited, to say the least. Fort Bend County is the highest growing demographic in the United States, and it has, besides populace, you're also looking at monetary goings on within the county, and wanted to go ahead and help support that and help support the Latino movement that we can for professionals.
So yeah, and you guys have done an amazing job. Actually, when Laura presented all of her founding board members, I was really excited about the the quality, the caliber, I don't want to say quality, the caliber of professionals that she brought to the table, and that all of you had that desire to grow NHPO, because all of you bring so much to the table. So how's it going so far, Lara? How's your experience been so far?
Well, it's been a great experience. We've met some really outstanding people in the Fort Bend area community, and not all necessarily Hispanic. And that's one of the things we always like to put out there, is that we are a National Hispanic Professional Organization, but it's really just anyone who wants to, put their business out there, because that's our main focus is entrepreneurship, business, careers, advancing people as individuals. And one of the things that we always, when we invite people out, is to let them know that it's not just a Hispanic organization. That is our founding, I guess, our premise for everything. But we welcome any race. And also the one thing we always say is you just have to like Hispanics. So that's, it's been a great experience to get to meet people in the Fort Bend County area community, and really just talk to them, see what's taking place in the community, check the pulse of the community, and also see what needs to be done. Part of NHPO Fort Bend is community service. Many of us that are part of the board are also in education, so we have a background in education. So that's one of our reasons for doing a lot of our community service, is also to empower our future generations, and that's going to start in our public schools. So we're pretty excited about the things that we have taking place. For example, tonight, if you don't mind me talking about it.
Absolutely.
We do have our August networking event that's taking place this evening at Fajita Flats on Willcrest, right at the border of Southwest Houston and Stafford. So we're in the Fort Bend area as well. But we're also doing a school supply drive as we welcome back our students to the 2018-2019 school year. That's something exciting that our organization has put into place. So aside from people coming out, networking, having fun, meeting other people, other business owners, other people that are career-minded, career-oriented, we also are accepting school supply donations.
Awesome.
So that's pretty exciting of what we're doing.
Awesome. What other initiatives do you have coming up? Because I know you have several things lined up.
We do. We're also very excited we're going to, by the end of this month, we plan to our board, and we're also going to extend it to our members and also friends of NHPO Fort Bend. If anybody would like to attend a voter registrar training, we want to be on-site voter registrars. So we want to get out into the Hispanic community in the Fort Bend County area to help people and educate people on how important it is to go out and vote. Race, we're a nonpartisan organization, but as far as, Democrat, Republican, that's insignificant in the fact that we need to get out there and make our voices heard. So one of the huge initiatives that we're pushing out at the end of this month is going to be being voter registrars. So anybody who would like to be part of that, we're going to have more information on our social media sites and on our website. For later this month, we're going to have a one-time training for NHPO Fort Bend members and friends that want to come out and be part of that voter push that we're doing in Fort Bend County.
That's awesome. So you spoke about two things that I'm very passionate about, which is education and civic engagement. So I love that you guys are doing that. I absolutely was thrilled at the idea when you brought it up. So thank you for doing that. And I think I've always said, as an organization with so many members, that we have that responsibility to the community to give, to help them get more engaged and educate them on what the issues are and educate our younger generation.
Yes,
so
definitely.
that said, Xavier Herrera is also the vice president of Stafford MSD, which is Municipal School District, and I've just recently learned the difference between MSD and ISD, so that's very interesting. So Xavier, thank you for being here again.
Well, thank you for having me.
And so tell us a little bit. So school's about to start in
Yes.
1 week, 2 weeks?
We're looking at 2 weeks now.
Okay. So
Well, it
what are-
depends on the district also.
Sure,
So between a week to two, depending on your district.
So we recently had a conversation about things that parents miss at the beginning of the year. So why don't you tell us, I guess, a few things that parents need to know, things that they should be looking out for as their kids start going back to school?
Sure. Well, in any particular district, I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're going to go ahead and drop off your child, especially the first week of school, some districts, first 2 weeks of school, you definitely want to get there early enough to go ahead and make sure that you're in line, both for pickup as well as dropping them off early in the morning. Additionally, depending on their grade level, you want to go ahead and make sure that each of the students have the necessary equipment, school supplies needed. By the way, I want to go ahead and throw a plug there that today's Thursday, tomorrow Friday, on to this weekend is a tax-free weekend. So I definitely encourage all of your listeners to go ahead and take advantage of that. For further information on what's able or qualified to go ahead and do that, I strongly recommend contacting the Texas Comptroller's Office or looking at their website. But at least for us, we're our district is Stafford Municipal School District. We're looking for a great school year, and we're ready to welcome the students back.
So, and because so many of your board members are in education, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are some other initiatives that you as a board member of NHPO, what are some other initiatives that you guys are hoping
Well,
to
and
do?
it's funny that you mentioned that, because I've been visiting with Laura and a number of other organizations such as Univision, Channel 13, and a numbers to go ahead and do a voter registration drive for all our students during National Voter Registration Day. And we're going to go ahead and make a big, fun event of it all. Additionally, we've constantly partnered with the Ismaili Center for toy and food drives, and we look forward to continuing partnering with that community. We also partnered with the city of Stafford to do book collections, and we're giving them back to our students. So in those particular aspects, that's what we've been doing, just to name a few things. But to Laura's point with NHPO, the opportunities are endless. I mean, it is the mechanism and engine that if you have a business of any particular kind and you want to tap into the Hispanic community, this is the engine to go ahead and utilize and go to. And I highly recommend folks out there that haven't gotten involved, whether it's Fort Bend, selfish plug there, but also Houston or otherwise, to definitely go ahead and do that.
So yeah, and I've had a really awesome experience lately. You hear a lot of people say, I don't get anything out of it. I've gone for, several meetings and I just don't get anything. And it's really what you make of it. And I really do want to say what you put into it is what you get out of it. And I've been with the organization since 2004, in addition to networking with other groups. I'm super excited to say that after 14 years, I just connected a multi-million-dollar deal. We just signed the contract this year.
Congratulations.
And so that is there's no other, what more of a success story could you ask for? And it was really just, I knew one group who was looking for something, and I was at a networking event and I met someone who was an investor, developer, and so, I said, oh my gosh, I know somebody that could work with, that you guys could work together. And so, just took a chance and did the introduction.
Sure.
And they partnered up and the deal's done and they're moving forward. So that's the power of networking. You might not get it today, and like I said, this is 14 years in the making, but through the years I've met so many different people that you just remember when people are looking for something. You're like, oh, I know somebody that I can connect you to.
Of course.
So that was really cool. Laura, you had something else you wanted to share with us, right?
Sharing that awesome news about the multi-million-dollar deal with us. That's a great segue into, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Hispanic Business Convention that's going to be taking place September 6th, 7th, and 8th in San Marcos, Texas. NHPO has been a longstanding member with TAMAC, which is the Texas Association of Mexican American Chamber of Commerce. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the conference or the convention that is going to be taking place. There's some great things happening, and as Sonia said, it's all about networking. If you are a large business owner, small business owner, if you're in the market for starting up your own business, this is the perfect time for you to do it. NHPO has been a great resource, a great board member for the TAMAC Association, and TAMAC is hosting, as I mentioned before, the Hispanic Business Convention taking place next month. So just wanted to put that out there. Part of the benefits of going to the convention is, one, you get the professional development that everyone needs, and as I mentioned before, education is my background, so I'm a huge proponent of professional development and just developing yourself, whether you're a business owner or an educator or you're in the business of starting up your own business. But this is going to be a great convention for you. Just to mention a couple of things, there is going to be an opening reception. There's also going to be an opportunity for matchmaking with businesses and corporations. They will be discussing more the hubs, the historically underutilized business factor towards that, and that is great for minority owned businesses, Hispanic owned businesses. So they're going to be highlighting that. There's also going to be a convention trade show where people will be displaying their whatever they're selling, marketing their businesses. Also, there's going to be a Vegas night, so it's going to be an exciting, fun time to participate in the casino tables. And also, if you're a business owner, a small business owner, and you want to get your name out there, there's also opportunities for you to sponsor one of the tables at the casino night event. So that's pretty exciting. One of the big things that I'm looking forward to attending is the Women's Empowerment Luncheon. So there's something for everyone, males, females, small business owners, large business owners, people who are just starting off as entrepreneurs. So it's definitely a great time to be part of NHPO and also TAMAC. And so just to give you a little bit of background, that's the convention that's going to be coming up, taking place on September 6th, 7th, and 8th again. Right now they do have an early bird registration that does end on August 15th, so make sure you get that in. Right now the convention registration is $295. That's early bird until August 15th. The other thing we're also asking people to do is to go ahead and book your reservation at the Embassy Suites Hotel. That is the convention site, and it's just so much easier and more convenient for you to be on site at the same hotel where the convention is taking place. It's just easier, more convenient. You don't have to drive back and forth. And the other plug for females is it's close to the outlets, so you may have some time to go out and do some shopping. So we're excited about that.
Thank you, Laura. And the other thing, if you are a member of NHPO, we have up to 10 voting options at the TAMAC conference.
Yes.
So you actually get to be instrumental in what's going to happen in the following year with TAMAC. We have been a member of TAMAC for several years, and it's been a really wonderful experience. It's NHPO on a much larger spectrum. So, Liz, do you have...
No, we're going to go to a little commercial break, and then we will be right back.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, welcome back to Casa, Vida, Houston, and we are here continuing with Sonia Rivera, with our special guests Lara Ramirez and Xavier Herrera. So, guys, it's so exciting everything that y'all are talking about Fort Bend. Of course, this is the most recent chapter of NHPO. Again, I've been with NHPO also from the very beginning, having served on the board for 5 years, and I can tell you it's an amazing organization. And as you guys were talking about, the main thing is the networking. I cannot tell you how many people I've met. Of course, I've just met you guys also, and I met you yesterday, last night actually at the. I happened to meet them. We'd already planned on you being here, but I met you guys at the networking, and so many of my friends, almost everyone I can think of, my friends, my business associates, I've met them through NHPO throughout the years. So it is an amazing organization, absolutely, absolutely. But one of the things that I would love to hear about is a little bit more about your board. Who do you have on your board?
Great. Well, we are very excited to have awesome board members. As I mentioned before, sitting to my right is our Vice Chair, Xavier Herrera, and he has lots of experience in many areas. I'll let him share that with you later. But we have him as our Vice Chair. We currently have Glenda McCall, who is our Secretary, our Board Secretary. We have Luis Osorio, who is our Treasurer, and he's just awesome with accounting. He's also doing behind-the-scenes webmaster at the time, so he's doing a great job with that. We also have Manuel Hinojosa, which he's also in the medical field. He's a director at one of the hospitals, and he's also one of the board members on Stafford MSD with Xavier. And then we have an awesome events chair, Maria Hinojosa, who has been locating venues for us. We are, just so to let you all know, we are Fort Bend County driven, so we're going to be moving on to the Richmond-Rosenberg area and trying to get some more people involved out in that area. So we're really looking forward to that. So I know Maria's been working hard to get those locations set. And also Josue Garcia, who I met through NHPO Leadership Institute. So there are some great networking opportunities that NHPO has afforded me to be able to meet these wonderful people that serve our board.
So you're moving further out.
We are moving further out so that we can get more of the Richmond-Rosenberg demographic people out there. So we're putting that word out now, and it is going to take place within the next few months. It's just we needed to launch our organization.
You forgot Nicholas Cantu,
I'm
who's
sorry,
also
one of our biggest. Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Nick. Forgive me. But,
membership guy
I know,
at that.
right?
Yeah.
Huge. He's our membership person. So yes, Nicholas Cantu, thank you for mentioning that.
Yes, ma'am.
He's also the director of the Boys and Girls Club, so he has been a great asset to our board, and he is busy working to get us more members. Right now we're doing a summer special, which is half off the membership for individual and business membership. So we are looking for more businesses to promote with NHPO Fort Bend.
So tell us what the membership is, please. How much that is and how they can become members.
Okay, well, it's really easy to become a member. First of all, come out tonight to our event. We'd love to have you. Bajita Flats on Willcrest.
Willcrest and 59.
Yes, Willcrest and 59. So it's just right off the freeway. So if you're heading home, if you're going to Richmond, Rosenberg from your job, take the exit on Willcrest and take a left, and we're going to be right there on the left-hand
What time?
side. And that is tonight from 6 to 9. Okay. That is our August networking event. So we'd love to have you come out. You can become a member there. You can also go onto our website, www.nhpofortbend.org. There is a link there for an individual membership and also a business membership. Now, individual membership in Fort Bend also is reciprocal to all of the other NHPO chapters. So if you become a member of Fort Bend, it is reciprocal to Houston, Katy, Northwest, and our huge organization down in South Texas in the Valley. So if you have family down there or you're visiting the beach, you can visit them as well. So that is one of the factors, or one of the things that people look at to become members of our organization. But a business membership will also put you into our network for businesses. So we have a business directory, and we are also promoting our business members on our website and on social media. So that really gets your name out there as a business member. So I highly encourage you that if you have a small business, you're an entrepreneur, and you want to market yourself out in Fort Bend County, becoming a business member with NHPO Fort Bend is the way to go.
So, awesome. Laura, you rock. Your whole board rocks.
Absolutely, really.
Xavier, do you have something to add?
Well, just also to go ahead now, they can also check us out on Facebook
Yes.
as well, NHPO Fort Bend. And
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
There you go. There you go.
And so, in wrapping up, do you have some other tips for back to school?
Just go ahead and make sure that your children come to school refreshed and ready to go ahead and crack down on their books. So obviously you want to go ahead and have them have enough rest and sleep beforehand. So general rule of thumb, at least try to get them going at least a week before school to get them mentally prepared that they're going to have to go to sleep early and wake up early as well. And just give your children positive vibes going forward.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough, huh? With the summer. I know mine is getting ready to go back to school, and I know he's been staying up real late. So all of a sudden to have to be getting up early.
Keep in mind those student athletes that have already been practicing during the summertime and already tired. So now their day isn't going to be kind of hit with pockets of practice and whatnot. Mm-hmm. They've got to take in their studies, and then they've got after school curricular practices and games and whatnot. So, and that's not just them; it's the bands and all those other kids.
Oh, I know. So I'm kind of excited because I have a 12-year-old, and so he is in school, going to school, and he's very much of an athlete. So I'm excited that he's going back to school because I won't have him at home.
Right.
But at the same time, and he'll be gone, with his football practices and games. But at the same time, then of course I have to be there, and I've got to pick him up and whatever. So it's good to have him back in school, but it's also going to be a lot of work for them and a lot of work for us.
And you made a good point. It's not just even though the students and our children, 95% of what has to be prepared mentally, also the parents, and they have to go and seriously, whether it's volleyball games, football games, whether it's booster club activities or any of those things, the parents have to go ahead and make sure they're really on top of their schedule and make appropriate changes when needed.
You know what I'm not looking forward to is traffic picking back up.
Oh,
yes.
So on that note, thank you again, Lara, and
us.
thank you, Xavier.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Thank you, guys. And
Thank you
as far as you're very welcome. Any other NHPO events, by the way? Any upcoming events for NHPO?
Well, at least for Fort Bend, in September we're going to have
every month we have it's second Thursday of every month we have our networking event.
Right.
And coming up in October we
October,
are going to have
right.
the
Candidate meet and greet, kind of like what they did in Houston just yesterday.
Yeah, Yeah,
which was
an
really
amazing
it was
event.
really well attended and a great event.
It was a really great event. So thank you both for being there. I'm gonna pack a sandwich to make it over there tonight.
And then Sonia, what about NHPO Houston National? Is there anything coming up? Maybe a gala or something?
With NHPO Houston, they've actually, to the best of my knowledge, moved the gala into the spring.
Okay.
So there's a few changes going on. There's just so much happening with going back to school and local elections, and there's just so much
Yes.
going on that we wanted to make sure we can maximize our time and so that people have time to make it out to the event. So in order for it to be successful and well attended and be respectful of people's time, I think they're moving it to
Yeah,
the
I think
spring
it's
for that
actually a good
reason.
choice, a good move, good move, because I know that there's other galas taking place. I think you said there's just so much other stuff going on, especially with the back to school.
Well,
That's
we
very,
call
very
it
important.
gala season because in the fall it's like galas almost every weekend for 3 months. So,
Yeah, well, that's good. For many years, I thought they should move it, so I'm glad to hear that. All right, guys. Well, that concludes our show. And again, guys, thank you so very much for being on the show. Really,
you.
really appreciate it. Hope to have you guys back again.
Yes, definitely.
And I definitely going to make it out to your event today.
Okay, great,
I'm
great.
definitely planning on that. All right,
Awesome.
guys. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today. As you know, we have our show every single Thursday at 1 p.m. and it's from 1 to 2. And it is all in English. As you might know, it used to be English and Spanish. It is now all in English. And we talk a little bit about real estate and then, of course, about community affairs. If you are a nonprofit or just someone who's maybe written a book, anything of interest to the community, and you would like to be considered to be interviewed on our show, look me up on Facebook under Liz Miranda Properties. And, of course, my phone number is on the screen. You can call me. You can text me at 832-878-1255. I look forward to talking to you guys next week. Bye-bye.